Hello, Star Family. I want to welcome you to the very first video for Quantum Convergence. My name is Siyana, and during this video, I'm being called to first share my story and help you understand a little bit about who I am and why I have chosen to do what I do in this world and why I have been called and have been being called to share my story with this community for quite a while, and there's been a part of me that has been incredibly resistant to this, which tells me that what information that I have is going to be incredibly important for the collective that I am meant to reach, and to the ones that will be drawn to the frequency and the container of this space. Now, in my day to day life, I am a quantum hypnosis practitioner, and I'm also a shadow work practitioner, and I help people connect to the depths of their subconscious and the things that they have been hiding, not even understanding that they have been hiding these aspects of self. But what I do is I become a bridge for them to access deeper layers of themselves. And what I want to do with this channel is I want to help become that bridge for this community, to guide you into deeper understandings of yourself by tapping into the collective energy of this space and into the frequency that I am being called to channel for this community. And every day that I choose to do a video, I usually will be channeling messages that have come to me through my sleep, through my dreams, through meditations, through channel messages that come throughout the day or daydreams. All of these ways in which we receive and perceive our environments and our reality, and in the ways in which we are able to converge all of the messages that we're receiving from our spirit guides, from our guardians, from our ancestors, from the angels, from the seraphim, from the fae, from the dragons, from the unicorns, from the animal kingdom, from Mother Earth, from Father Sky, from all of these beautiful, amazing guides that we have in this universe. And it's not just limited to here on Earth. We have our star family, our intergalactic support teams. We have all of these beautiful energies that we have access to, and we have the ability to tap into these dimensions and these timelines, and we choose to merge, or we can choose to merge these timelines, or we can choose to release and let go of old timelines. And as we do this, we are being called into action. We are being called into activating new strands of DNA that are going to allow us to hold higher frequency and higher vibration in our own energetic bodies. And what that does is it aligns us into a place of peace and a place of calm and a place where we can access deeper levels of ourselves, activating new levels of intuition and activating our spiritual gifts, our clairsentience, our clairvoyance, our clairaudience. All of the clairs can be activated when we recognize that we already have these gifts within us. And this is something that the universe is wanting me to share with you, and they're actually asking me to share some of my story. And this is a story that I do not share lightly. Um, this story is what shaped me into who I am today. And without all of the experiences and the childhood traumas that I experienced, I know I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I wouldn't be able to be a bridge between realms. I wouldn't have the ability to read energy in others, or be able to receive these messages that I receive through different timelines and different dimensions and different realities through my guides and guardians that have always been with me throughout my life. If I didn't have the access to these places, to these other dimensions, I would not have survived the environment that I was raised in. Now, I have chosen to call myself Siyana. And the reason for that is I want to keep my identity kind of private, and I want to be able to share my story without having to share my face. Eventually you will find out who I am, and I am not afraid of that. But I do want some time to be able to handle the ways in which this will change my life by sharing this story. And the universe and source and our creator has been giving me the ability to create an environment of safety for myself to feel safe enough to share this story and to be able to share it in a book form. And I am also creating an oracle deck to help you access different portals throughout these timelines and these dimensions through energy art that I painted and channeled through the seraphim and through dragons and through angels. And that's very exciting as I've been working on that project for quite a few years now. And I'm finally gaining the confidence to be able to put it out into the world and put my story into the world. So, anyways, now back to the story. So, I was raised in an environment where a man came into my life when I was 3, and he began grooming me at that age. And I learned how to become a very good victim. And he was in my life until I was 14. He was a psychopath. He was also a malignant narcissist, and he was a very scary, scary man and a monster. And he was also a pedophile. So during that 11 years of my life, I endured the emotional, mental, physical, sexual abuse at the hands of this man, constant criticism, and never feeling like I was good enough, never feeling like anything would ever be good enough to not receive what I would receive on a daily basis. Now, all of this I am sharing because all of our traumas and our experiences that we have in our life, they form us. They create our reality to believe that we are a certain way and that we are only capable of what we were capable of. And when you grow up in an environment with someone who is constantly breaking you down, now this was my stepfather. My father left when I was 2, and my mother and my father's relationship was very volatile, physically volatile. You know, my father kicked out my mother's teeth, and I mean, I could go on and on the levels of physical abuse that were experienced in that environment. I was also deeply neglected as a child, and there were multiple times in my life where I didn't have anyone to turn to. And I learned that I was the only one who would ever protect me. So I learned how to create an environment for myself that was safe. And I had a place that I could go in my mind where I was safe. And I always thought it was imaginary. And as I have been writing my story, and as I have been receiving downloads, and as I have been completing lots of quantum hypnosis with other clients who experienced very similar childhoods, which it turns out that is the reason why they come to me, is because I can assist them and I can guide them into understanding what they experienced, and help them find their power again, help them find self-love again and feel worthy again, and let them know that they're not alone in that experience. That is the whole reason why I experienced what I experienced during my childhood with this man. And I want to share, it was not just with this man that I had this traumatic experiences with. He was also a part of a underground pedophile ring that was a part of the community that I lived in my younger years. And I did even have some other students that I went to school with that we would see each other in the halls, and we knew what we were experiencing, but we could never say it. We had to put on a brave face. And from looking at us, you would never have guessed what we were experiencing on the weekends and on holidays and on our birthdays and on any day that was special to us. We were usually taken to a place. And because of the energy that was fed off from this group of children, they would feed off of our fear. And this is very dark, very ritualistic experiences that happen to us. And so it was not just the monster, my stepfather. There were multiple experiences that were carried out throughout the communities of affluent people in the area. Yeah, they were, you know, big fish in a small pond, but it was still the same people in the same area, and they had ways of finding each other, and ways of being able to find the ones who would continue to grow this type of underground experience that they were feeding off of the fear of children. Now, I'm sharing these things because it's very important. I need others to know that not all of us will remember all the details of these experiences, because we were taught to completely reject ourselves and our truth and our reality. And our realities were created for us to believe what they wanted us to believe. And that facade or that illusion can last for a very, very long time, until you are activated to be awakened to understanding the level at which this trauma has affected you and affected the ways in which you are perceiving your reality, and the ways at which you are allowing relationships to be in your life, or the way that you allow people to walk on you, or you're in that victim mode or people pleasing place. It's completely normal for you to have those environments after experiencing deep levels of trauma. Now, I'm not just talking about sexual trauma. This was mental trauma, emotional trauma, and physical trauma. All of those things combined are very difficult to overcome, even one, I mean, emotional and mental trauma are just as debilitating as physical and sexual trauma. And people need to understand that they can be just as deeply wounded within the subconscious that they would be if they experience the physical or the sexual trauma. And I know this can be a very taboo subject, and I will preface this with a trigger warning now that some of this has come out. I wasn't sure how much the universe wanted me to share, so I'm sharing more than I realized I would be sharing, and I hope that anyone who has experienced deep wounds and tumultuous childhoods and extreme traumas knows that they are not alone, and that is why I have created Quantum Convergence, is so that you know that you're not alone. And what I want to do is I want to help guide you into the deep recesses of the subconscious to heal all of the core seed belief systems and the karmic imprints that were created in these experiences in your environment. Yes, this isn't going to resonate with everyone, but for the collective that it is going to resonate with, I am here, and I want to guide you into your power and guide you into a place where you understand that your experiences were to give you beautiful, beautiful gifts. And I know that that sounds really weird. And I'm going to try to explain that, because if I didn't experience what I experienced in those 11 years, I would not be able to hold the space for the people that I can hold space with now in my profession and what I do. And I have to tell you, I am so passionate about what I do. I love what I do. I love helping people and guiding them through the shadows and guiding them through these places, these deep recesses that they have hidden their most beautiful and treasured gifts. And those gifts are resilience, their determination, they're the ability to persevere in the face of any adversity. They're the ability to have compassion and deep levels of empathy, because you would never want anyone else to be subjected to the things that you were subjected to. They are about finding you, finding who you really are, accessing your deep levels of intuition, your divine masculine and feminine self. And by what I mean by that is the balance within your divine masculine, your divine feminine. Because when you are in balance between the light and the dark, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, you will know that everything in your environment is created by you. No one will have the ability to influence you or shift your reality or your perspective. You learn how to become the observer of your environment and recognize when there are people in your environment who are not for your highest good. As you learn how to access these deep layers of yourself, you find your ability to find your power to be able to create healthy boundaries, that you learn how to love yourself for exactly who you are in this moment. In this very moment, right now, you are perfect just the way you are. And they want you to know that you're being supported, you're being guided through your highest self. And I want to help be that bridge for you. So, by accessing this video and by just being here, you're contributing your energy to this space, and you're creating a container of space where I can help access these parts of yourself. And the things that are coming through right now, I know will be magnetic for the community, for the collective that we are going to be building in this environment. I'm only going to be sharing my story in this first video. I will not talk about this very often. I might reference it here and there, but for you to know that this place, what I'm sharing right now here, you can come back and you can listen to this and know that you're not alone. Know that you are protected. Know that this is a safe space. And when I say safe, I mean an energetic container of space where you can feel safe to access parts of yourself that you have not been able to access before. I am also going to be sharing with you what I do so that you can reach out if you want to do remote shadow work. This is where the universe has been guiding me to share this with you so that I can help you, so that I can help access these parts of yourself that are hidden. And when I say I access them, what I mean is I'm just the bridge. I help I'm the mouthpiece for your highest self to take you into the places within yourself, and you'll begin to see these things within you. And I just help you put the pieces together that you didn't see before. And I feel like this was a very powerful way to start this channel and a powerful way to be able to create a community that understands that what we are doing is we are converging ourselves to be in balance in the quantum realm. And we are creating an energetic space where you can be yourself, where you can share your stories, where I will listen and I will respond and I will do whatever I can to include the community in the messages that are coming through in the container of space that is being called to communicate about each day. Now, I don't know how many times I'm going to be posting. I do work full time and I also do remote work. So my schedule is pretty busy, but I want to be able to at least bring you a few videos a week to be able to further your growth and help you understand what shadow work really is and why it's so important for us to go into these places. Now, I did just share some of those parts of my childhood, the most difficult parts. There was so much more throughout my life. But one day I'm going to publish that book, and you'll be able to hear the whole story or read the whole story if it's something that you feel might be able to help you. It will be a book that is meant to help others not feel alone and to know that they're capable of anything, overcoming any adversity despite their beginnings or despite their traumas and the things that happen to them in their environments or the things that happen to them in their in their childhood, in their teenage years, in their young adult years, in their college years, throughout their life, in their work environment. You are capable of overcoming any challenges that you have had throughout your life. And this includes deep levels of loss and grief. And it includes overcoming addictions and overcoming outdated coping mechanisms and all of the things that keep us stuck in cycles of needing to numb or needing to separate ourselves or disassociate from, or just needing to get away from all of the things that hurt us on deep levels. And here in this space, I want you to learn how to release those things, overcome those things, and find a deep connection to your heart center and overcome and reprogram your thoughts so that you can help yourself stay focused in the now. I want to thank you so much for being here. I'm going to go ahead and leave this here for now, but I am so grateful that you are here, and you will find any information about me and what I do in my bio, and any information that you need will be there. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Welcome to the Quantum Convergence community, and I am still learning what I haven't decided what endearing term I would like to call you, but for now, I'm going to call you my beautiful star beings, because we're all spiritual beings having a human experience. I am so grateful for you, and I love you, and have a beautiful day, evening, or morning wherever you are in the world. Until next time, goodbye.